There's a lot of stupid people on this planet, maybe you've noticed. There's flat earthers, racists, people who make YouTube videos. The list just goes on. But topping that list is children. All children are idiots. So why on God's green earth would you ask a bunch of first graders how to cook a Thanksgiving turkey? Well, the answer is this book. So to give you a little context, this is a cookbook, and it was part of a fundraiser that my elementary school did back in 2002. And basically the idea was that families would all submit like their favorite recipes, they'd all get collected into this book, and then sold as part of a fundraiser. Even my mom participated. Here's an enchilada recipe for you. That one's courtesy of Lynn. And looking back on it, I'm thinking, that's a pretty neat fundraiser, better than selling chocolate bars. And my teacher at the time knew how to step it up just another notch. She asked her entire class of first grade students how they thought you cooked a turkey. And then she collected those recipes and added them to this cookbook. And I don't know how much they sold this for, but whatever it was worth it. But before I get to those recipes, I was flipping through this, and there's a few adult submitted recipes that caught my attention. We know that all children are idiots. Most adults are idiots too. For example, let's take this cube steak surprise. The ingredients are cube steaks, onion, green pepper, mushroom gravy, potatoes or rice. It's just a recipe for cube steak. So my question is, what's the surprise? You can't just name something cube steak surprise and then give me a plain old cube steak recipe, Kelly. If somewhere in the recipe you had included, when your family isn't looking, swap out the green peppers for jalapeno and laugh at them as their mouth starts to burn, that would be a surprise. If the recipe ended with, hey Timmy, by the way, you're adopted, that's a fucking surprise. And then I found a couple in the back of the book in the this or that section, which as far as I can tell is just where they put recipes they didn't have a place for. And I came across this one that was titled Stained Glass Crayons. And my first reaction was, okay, maybe it's some sort of dessert with a bunch of food coloring in it. And this was just kind of the playful name that they came up with for it. But then when you look at the ingredients, you'll see old crayons broken up. And that's when I realized, oh no, this is actually some sort of recipe involving crayons. And when you read it, it's just that. It's just melting a bunch of crayons and then mixing up all the colors when it's melted. Hey Kim? This is a cookbook? This isn't an arts and crafts book. Stop feeding your kid crayons. The last adult entry that kind of made me raise an eyebrow was called Elephant Stew. And again, I think this is just some sort of playful name until you read the ingredients, and the first one is 1 elephant. You also need 2 rabbits, brown gravy, salt and pepper to taste. So then I think, okay, this has got to be a joke, right? So then I read it. Cut elephant into bite-sized pieces. This will take about 4 months. Okay, it's a joke. Let's see where it's going. Cook over kerosene at 525 degrees until tender. About 5 months. Add salt and pepper and cover with brown gravy. This will serve 3,800 people. If more are expected, add 2 rabbits. Do this only if absolutely necessary, as most people do not like to find hair in their stew. Honestly, this one made me chuckle when I read it, so props to you, Grandpa C, pulling off the rarely seen granddad joke inside a cookbook. I love to see it. I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. So this was 17 years ago, and Grandpa C might be dead. Alright, that's enough appetizers. Let's get to the main course. These are turkey recipes written by first graders. We'll start off with Alyssa's Thanksgiving turkey. Heat up the turkey. Cook it for 1 minute at 600 degrees. Take it out. Then you eat it. Short and simple, pretty easy to follow. I think we could all manage that. And yes, this is pretty much the standard. They're not going to get any better than this. I know what you're thinking. 1 minute turkey. You're a little skeptical. I understand. Let's try Chelsea's Thanksgiving turkey. Take the stuffing out. Put it in the oven at 3 degrees for 4 minutes. Take it out and eat it. So now you're starting to recognize the patterns. They're only going to continue. My personal favorite is the end of both of these recipes instructing you to eat the food that you just made. Like all good recipes do, you gotta tell people to eat the food when they're done making it, or else it'll just go to waste. Next we have Christina's Thanksgiving turkey. Get turkey. Cook it in the oven for 10 minutes at 10 degrees. Get the juice out of it. You eat it. So once again, Christina letting us know that we should eat the turkey that we just made. But she goes the extra mile to also tell you to get the turkey before you start cooking it. That is a thorough and thoughtful recipe if I've ever seen one. Alright, let's try Crystal's Thanksgiving turkey. You get a turkey from the store. Cut it open and put broccoli and carrots in it. Cook it for 6 hours at 2 degrees. Then you have a party. See, just when you think you're going to be told to eat the turkey, no. You are instructed to have a party. Don't even start making Crystal's Thanksgiving turkey if you're not prepared to then host a party. There was also a noticeable jump in the amount of time. We've gone from just a handful of minutes to 6 hours. But it does give you plenty of time to prep that party. Alright, now we have Jeremy's Thanksgiving turkey. And I know what you're thinking. This is not my recipe. There was another Jeremy in my class, so we'll call this Fake Jeremy's Thanksgiving turkey. Put it in the oven for about 1 minute at 100 degrees. You take it out. And then you put a little oil on it. Put it back in and leave in for about 2 more minutes. Fake Jeremy's getting a little fancy on us here. Why put it in the oven once when you can put it in the oven twice? And it's going to go in there nice and easy the second time when it's all oiled up. Now we have Jesse's Thanksgiving turkey. Put it in the oven. Cook it for 2 days at 8 degrees. Take it out of the oven. Eat it. Alright, so Jesse's recipe, this is not a novice recipe. You gotta be pretty comfortable in the kitchen if you're gonna attempt this one. It also helps if you are jobless, as you will need to take the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving off in order to complete this recipe. But assuming you can pull all that off, you do get to reap the rewards and eat it. Okay, I'm very excited about this next one, and you'll understand why in a moment. This is Jordan's Thanksgiving turkey. Put it in the oven. Cook it for 25 minutes at 28 degrees. But do I eat it? Of course you eat it. Now I said I was excited for it, not necessarily for the recipe itself. It's pretty much on par with just about every other one I've gone through so far. The difference here being that Jordan is still a very good friend of mine, and I thought it would be interesting to see if at any point in the last 17 years he's learned how to cook a turkey.
Hello?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
So I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I was hoping you could help me out.
What do you need?
So Thanksgiving's coming up, and I wanted to cook a turkey, but I don't know how. So I was hoping that you could just tell me how to cook a turkey.
Yeah, sure thing. So, you know how to build a fire?
I do, yes.
Okay, don't do that.
Okay.
You just want to go get like an air fryer from like Target or something. Maybe like a big ass one. You're just going to purchase it and then throw the turkey in there and you should be good. I don't know, there's probably directions in the box.
Any amount of time, best guess?
45 minutes?
Okay.
Maybe an hour?
Okay, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, probably. That's probably it.
Okay.
And then it should be good, yeah.
And then I assume I take it out of the air fryer, and then what should I do with it?
You gotta slice it up, bro. You get one of those electric electric knives.
Okay.
And then just shave off some slices, green eggs and ham style, and serve it to your people.
Awesome. Okay, you know what? I think that'll work. I really appreciate that.
Cool. I mean, am I invited? Can I get some?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a party, dude. You're invited.
Wow. I'm so excited to see you next Thursday.
All right,
You need me to bring anything?
Maybe some
Vodka.
cranberry.
Got it.
Yep, you
I
got
it. Vodka. I'll see you there, buddy.
Perfect. Moving on to Kaylee's Thanksgiving turkey. Put it in a pan. Bake it for 10 minutes at 300 degrees. Then you eat it. Then it's gone. Well, Kaylee, you're not wrong. This is Leah's Thanksgiving turkey. Get a turkey from the store. Cook it on the stove for 2 minutes on medium. Eat it. Leah's really thinking outside of the box on this one. If the box is the oven, she's literally keeping it outside of the oven and putting it on the stove. Next we have Matthew's Thanksgiving turkey. Take the feathers off. Take the feathers off. Bake it in the oven for 63 seconds at 10 degrees. Eat it. Does sound like there's a couple extracurricular activities added to the beginning of this one here. But I do hear wild turkey tastes better, so maybe this one's worth a shot. Next up is Megan's Thanksgiving turkey. Get the turkey from Tops. Alright, Tops is like a local grocery store chain, and I think it was also recently voted the number 2 worst grocery chain in the country, second only to Walmart. And I think they're only in a handful of states, so that's extra impressive. Yeah, basically they suck. Get the turkey from Tops. Put it on the stove for 2 minutes at 20 degrees. Put gravy on it. Cut it up and eat it. So now we've got our second stovetop turkey, and I do appreciate the slight twist on the eat it at the end, letting us know first to cut it up. It's really going to limit the amount of people who choke on this turkey, so I do appreciate that. This is Mia's Thanksgiving turkey. Unwrap and wash it. Stuff it with stuffing. Cook it for 20 minutes at 15 degrees. Take it out of the oven. Make sure you have lots of other food like cranberries, mashed potatoes, and gravy. See, I appreciate this one because who really cares that much about the turkey on Thanksgiving? It's about all the sides. If someone was hosting a Thanksgiving meal and they said, yep, we got turkey, but we don't have any cranberries, no mashed potatoes, gravy, leave it at the door. You're not going to bother going. This is Rebecca's Thanksgiving turkey. Get a turkey from Tops. These first graders have some ad deal with Tops. I don't know, were they getting paid for this? Get a turkey from Tops. Cook it in the oven for 50 minutes at 50 degrees. Cut it up. People come over to our house to eat it. Well, that very well may be true. I also like the 50 at 50. It's easy to remember. And finally, this is Jeremy's Thanksgiving turkey. And yes, this one is mine. Get the turkey from Tops. Alright, what the fuck? Get the turkey from Tops. Put it in the oven for 90 minutes at 60 degrees. Use salt. 5 shakes. Take it out of the oven and eat it. There you go. I was just as stupid as everyone else. I mean, I was reading this, obviously I was laughing at it, and it really just blew my mind that there was a point where I was so young and stupid that this is truthfully how I thought you would cook a Thanksgiving turkey. And I was looking at it for a while and I was like trying to inhabit first grade me. I was trying to figure out what was going through this idiot's stupid little head, how I came to this conclusion, and this is what I've come up with. So get the turkey from Tops. Okay, that makes sense. That's where food comes from. It either comes from Tops or it comes from the window on the side of a McDonald's. I've never seen a turkey get passed through the window on the side of a McDonald's. Put it in the oven for 90 minutes. Alright, 1 point for putting it in the oven. I'm going to give myself that. Now 90 minutes. This is what I was thinking. So I knew turkeys took a long time to cook. And to a first grader, 90 minutes might as well be all goddamn day. I mean, that's 3 episodes of SpongeBob at 60 degrees. Alright, so this is what I came up with for that. So 60 degrees. Now, when you live somewhere that it gets cold and snowy in the winter, when spring comes around, once it starts hitting 60, that's when I start telling my mom, I can wear shorts to school now. I'm sick of wearing pants. I want to wear shorts. It's warm enough to wear shorts. So if I was going to cook a turkey, I wouldn't want it to be too hot because then you burn the turkey. I wouldn't want it to be too cold because then the turkey has to wear pants. So I think 60, I think that's kind of where I got that 60 number from. And it never occurred to me that it would probably require me to reduce the temperature inside the oven to get it down to 60, but again, I was a child, therefore an idiot. Use salt. Okay, I'm going to give myself another point on this one. No one else mentioned any seasonings whatsoever. Alright, this is no Colonel Sanders 11 herbs and spices, but it's a start. 5 shakes though. I had to rack my brain around this one. I'm going to guess that at some point relatively recent to when I wrote this, I had gotten yelled at for putting too much salt on my food, but then I was thinking, but turkeys are big, so how much salt can I get away with putting on a turkey? And apparently I came up with 5 shakes. That was my compromise. Take it out of the oven and eat it. I think that's another point for me. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned all children are idiots, and all teachers are heroes. And as you're sitting around the table with friends and family this Thanksgiving, and your Aunt Cheryl says, let's all go around and everyone say something you're thankful for, you can look at her and say, I'm thankful that I'm no longer a stupid, idiot child. And if you are a child, just grow the fuck up.